let me make it clear. Uncle Sebefia.
Yes.
Do you know that the credit can be ironical?
Yes.
Okay, so understand it in that
right. So the minority they are accusing government of trying or attempting to rebrand the America plants. It's going to be called the Kumasi Thermal something. Kumasi Thermal Plant 2. Right. So it's actually also part of the performance tracker. And understand that today is Monday. On Wednesday, they are going to launch it. I don't know if with the alarm that the minority is raising is going to change anything, or the president will go ahead to, launch or commission it. But let me come to you, Mr. OWUSU, on this subject matter.
Yes, because this is purely political issue. Let me use this opportunity to greet the people of Western Region and to alert you that in the next hour, Mr. Lanchemante will begin his market tour from the Agunan Kwanta market, come to Kwesiminti, dash down to Takrade, through to Kojokro, to Nchaban, and then end it at Shama, where he will be having discussions with the market men and women, and also explaining his great transformational plan and why there is a need for Ghana to depart from NPP and NDC as we are seeing. If you are a government that you believe have performed, performance is not abstract. If you have constructed a hospital in my constituency, you don't need any tracker to come and tell me that I have done A or B. I came back from Sunyani yesterday and I couldn't believe it. You know, when you go beyond Apega, you are going to Kumasi. From Apega going to Kumasi. Now people are driving on the edges because the main road is so dilapidated that if you dare go through it.
That's true.
And I wonder why the performance tracker could not track this. The performance tracker we are talking about, was it able to track that $12 million the country went and wasted for this, what's the name, Japa, wire deal or whatever? The tracker, was it able to track the $2 million that we said we were using to do feasibility on SkyTrain? The $55 million we have expended on the National Cathedral, is the tracker able to point it out? You see, these people have been playing with our minds for a long time. And the earlier they acknowledge that the Ghanaian is wiser than before, the better. The last time we saw what happened to the flag bearer of the MPP in Kumasi when he tried to play politics with the Muslim community there. They shot him. He was then waving to the skies and trees. And you see, propaganda does not win. The people want development. They want to see growth, transformation. And you say what? It is only IMF, these whites, who will come and praise these people. We are in a country where everyone is crying. You have IMF coming here and telling us that everything is good. I say, And this morning, you see all the newspapers, they go and pay them, and they put it on their front pages.
So, rented media.
Rented media. So when they do that, I'm so happy because it infuriates the Ghanaian the more. When I know I'm hungry, and you are telling me you are not hungry, am I not okay? See, this performance tracker, it has its own negative connotations. You know why? When you come and tell me that you have constructed a beautiful road in, say, Eastern region, and you showcase it to me, and I am in, what do you call it, Mamponte, and I know that my road network there are so bad, and I've been complaining about it. What do you think will happen? So you don't respect our call. You decided to go and construct the road somewhere. Then you don't have my vote. I am in my constituency. I've been yearning or calling for hospital. You have never done so. Now you are showing me in your performance tracker that very hospital I've been pushing you for worrying about, you never did it for me, you did it for another constituency, you think I'll vote for you. So in their mind, they are trying to convince, but they don't know the needs of the Ghanaian are more than what they are doing. And once the needs of the Ghanaian is more than what you are providing, it means this your performance tracker is counterproductive. In any case, economy is all about your pocket. When you have nothing in your pocket, there is no economy. Look, yesterday I engaged a group of students. You see, the hopelessness in the system is too much. And once human beings, you lose hope. That is the last straw. When you lose hope, then it becomes a problem. I was engaging these students. They are final year students. So one is doing computer science, one is doing, say, food science. Yeah. Then I asked them, what are your plans after school? You know what they told me?
They want to leave.
I said, no, they are looking up to God. I realized that's it. You see, it is good to put your trust
in God.
God.
Yeah.
But there is a reason why we put government in place. You understand? Someone interpreted God to me. He said, God is government of the day. You understand?
Yeah.
You have been put there to offer hope to the hopeless. Why should someone go to university to go and learn computer science? And when it's about finishing school, his prayer is that God will provide him job. What is this? Because the person has realized that scanning through the system, there is no opportunity. There is none. And you come and tell this young chap who is about finishing university that you have a performance tracker. You think that person is going to base on this and vote for you? Those that were making noise about performance tracker, just a few years ago, they were all unemployed. Now they have gotten jobs and they are telling the teeming unemployed youth that there is a performance tracker. What sort of life is this? And that is how come Ameri, that a government criticized. You know, Ameri became one of the issues in election 2016.
Yeah. And
it was one of the reasons the NDC lost. Today you want to make noise about it. And the current energy minister was one loud voice when it came to Ameri and these issues. The NDC suffered so much for it. And NDC too will suffer because those times you see, sometimes when we advise you, don't take it. When the Ghanaian was suffering, you have their communicators come and sit on there. And so everything was rosy. We have done this. See, that thing, it annoys the sensibility of people. And also, if you realize carefully, NPP communicators are not going on various platforms now. You are hungry. Your landlord or landlady is threatening to eject you. You know the problem. When you go on radio and TV, the government has done so much. One day, they say, come and pay my rent. So all the boys and the ladies and guys, they have stopped going on radio. They say, hey, if I go and say this and after that I'll be ejected, how must I go? See, political communication, it is not wrong for you to look straight into your own party and say, Massa, things are not going right. That alone heals. But because we belong to a political party, everything is right. It cannot just be that everything is right. No. Let them understand our democracy is not matured. You know, in advanced democracies, you could have someone who is a Republican this year. He will tell you that because my candidate is not good, I'm going to vote for the Democratic candidate. And he will say it openly. I have said that. Why must I suffer? Me, the last time in 2016, I voted against my MP, Okakwe South. I said he wasn't good. I voted for the PVP candidate. And when I finished, I was so happy. The people could say, I'm mad. I said, I voted for this because I'm looking for a leader who will lead me. I'm not looking for a junk. You understand? And that is where we must begin to tune the minds of our people to. You understand? So, tracker, forget it. It will expose this government. They will lose heavily. I'm just coming from the Burafu region, and I can assure you that the defeat that is ahead of the MPP and the victory that is coming for the movement, you have no idea. And let them continue to tickle themselves. And let me also assure you that on Wednesday, They said they are going to do what? To launch this Ameri thing in Kumasi on Wednesday. Yeah. Nobody is going to follow that because on Wednesday, the big announcement, the greatest alliance in the history of Ghana's politics will be launched at the UPSC auditorium, where all the smaller political parties and political interest groups coming together to support Mr. Alan Chomantin so that we save this country and we offer hope to those young graduates. I wish Pan-Africa would go to the various campuses and interview the final year students. They are now faced with reality. And the saddest of it, their parents could have afforded or offered them hope. Their monies are also locked in government bonds and have been given haircuts. This government is so wicked. May this country never experience the likes of Nanado, Kenoforiata, Gabia Sarotridaku, Bedietuo, and all these people who have been able to write a book on how to shorten the people of this country. You know the Ejapade book? Yeah. We have to go back. There should be a program on it. Why is it that in this country, we know that people are put down how to destroy a whole nation? A nation founded with people's blood. You have few people put down strategy to steal and destroy this country, and everyone is looking on concerned. Hey, we got to rise up. The day of reckoning is coming. They will see it and they will feel it. I'll end it here.
Right.
So look, I have my time.
No, you have it. I'm gone.
Once ask your time, he will tell you that both ends said everything. So I'm done. We are removing.
I'm done.
Right. I was going to
You know, we laugh and jest, but they are very serious issues. The Japan document, for real, we have to revisit it, have a program on it. It's a very serious matter, because the things are coming true.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a real document that people are following. So if we joke with it, to the specific event where you now have the change in the Senate and the change at the other institution, right down to the letter, there's a problem. And this document has been there for a while. So it's a blueprint that is being followed. So we must revisit it and see what it is saying. And it's all about power. And that is why we have some misgivings. As for this Ameri issue, you know, the worst kind of person you can meet is one who doesn't have conscience. That's a dangerous person. Because everybody should have some level of consciousness, or a point where I won't cross. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Do you know the noise made on Ameri against NDC? The contract was bad, this, that. You then went to renew the contract, make it even longer, pay more. So what was the noise about? Now you have transferred the whole plant and put it in Kumasi. Instead of getting the connections and things in place so that the moment you removed it and you brought it there, it could work. You didn't do that, so it has been standing idle. When the rest of the country cannot get electricity, it was standing idle for a while. You didn't take the time to do all your... So now you bring it there, you do, as I use the one, back, put the plug here, put the plug here, fix the distance, we are good to go. You didn't do that. They never have a plan. Then, to add insult to injury, you have decided to rename it like a new project. I mean, what is wrong with the MPP? Or is it that we Ghanaians are so gullible? It's frightening. It doesn't make, for me, it doesn't even make sense. You go there and be cutting sword on something that you had completely denigrated. What is going on? You are in a bad place, oh. Bless, we are in a very, very bad place in this country. We have a leadership that has absolutely no conscience. And so I take very seriously when a government official whose track record in matters of elections is not the best says that whether we win or NDC win or not, we are not handing over power. This statement must also be interrogated. He's still a minister of state. In NDC time, a minister just talked about what her wish should be for potentially 1 million. A wish in her mind. She was removed. She was compelled to resign. Somebody is talking about disrupting the whole democratic process. He's still at post. And you say we are the same? NDC and MPP are the same? On what basis does anybody? It is MPP people who are saying that too. Because they must justify to themselves why they even voted for a government like this. The only justification is to say that the previous and they say there's no difference between the two of us. This Amerit issue, they should go and rethink it all. It is an indictment of, but more importantly, let's give credit to John Mahama. Let's give him credit too. This is the point I'm making.
That one I agree with you. Yeah.
They must give John Mahama serious credit. Today, you have got an Ameri plant that you can transfer from A to B, renew a contract, and get it to work for an area because you can do other things elsewhere. And the person who brought the plant had no sense. He was incompetent. He had vision. That's what he had. You painted him like, as we say, like the devil. Now the rain is falling and we can see his colors. The real colors are coming out. We are beginning to see the visionary that he was. He is not an angel. He has his flaws. But when it comes to governance and leadership, no one in the MPP so far can even walk in the footsteps that he has left. Let me say this clearly for all to know. When it comes to governance and running country, they don't come close. Take all your macroeconomic indicators. Look why. We went to IMF. When we went to IMF, did we do bonds? What's it called? Haircuts. Did we? Were we not able to, in all that, still sort the Doomsaw issue out? In all that, were we not also able to ensure that we signed contracts to ensure that by the time you came, there were 2 oil wells waiting to increase your revenue stake? At the time we gave you power, we hadn't borrowed 1 cedi from the Bank of Ghana. Give John Mahama credit, because he has now become your savior. The Ameri, which you need in the Ashanti region, was brought by John Mahama. So when you are going to inaugurate or do this false, what's it called, inauguration or what? Fake inauguration, let it be said there that we give credit to John Mahama for the foresight to bring these power plants. This same government was talking about excess power. That we have signed contract so much. Right now, all the plants that are there, their total capacity is, I think, 4,000 odd what's it called, megawatts. They are only able to produce 3,300 when our peak time is 3,700. So unless they find the money for the fuel to start running things, we are going to have a problem. And they don't have the money for the fuel. So they say they are fixed, it's just plans. We are all waiting to see. We want to know what debt is accumulating. In all this, let everybody, and I want to make this point very clear. Bless, we are not paying any of our loans at the moment. Neither the interest nor the capital. When we get small money from the IMF is to run our economy. So what is the, there's the international funds and what, do they freeze everything as where it was so that no interest is accumulating? What happens to the capital? Because this a lot of it is Eurobond. It's market forces. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with government to government issues. So what is happening with it? Bring Ghanaians into the picture. Let us know. Part of the saving grace that we are getting with this IMF money coming this trip is partially because we have removed our finance minister. So now people are prepared to deal with a new phase and see, let's see what you can. We were telling you this how many years ago? Do it so that we can do proper negotiation. You refused. Why? The second tranche when he was there, how long did it take to come? This one that is coming, they say by next month or so they can get it sorted. Why so quick all of a sudden? Why so quick? Because they are not having to deal directly with Ken Ofori-Atta. Look, once again you're into international space and international issues. Look, sometimes it's not your fault, but when demand means that you must move. You can come back in another guise later. To have kept Kende all this time, bless him, good brain, financial wizard in the private sector, but he was flawed in the government sector in terms of where we are. And whether it was government decisions, because I've heard him say at one point that even free SHS, the way they were doing was a problem. His board didn't listen to him. So he has followed party line, and this is where we are all in this mess. He must carry the can. He's moved. This new position they've given him was unnecessary. Unnecessary. But if you want to do that, that is fine. So please, Ameri, give credit to John Mahama. I rest my case.
Thank you very much, Honorable Secretary. Let me read a few messages before I come to Dr. Marzouk. I'll start with the ones our viewers have shared via WhatsApp. Bless, is the performance tracker going to put food on our table or mitigate the hardship we are going through? Even we cannot buy gas, gari or kinky. Teachers and nurses are suffering and pensioners are dying and everybody is suffering. Famous statements by Dr. Baumia. Clueless and empty barrel. Stephen from Kwabinga sent this one. Thank you, Stephen, for your message. Good morning. When John Mahama was chewing nuts, Nanado thought because I'm sorry, I can't continue with the message. Good morning to you all. The Akufo-Addo and Baumia administration should bow their heads in shame for sending Ameriplant to Kumasi for votes. Shame on to Akufo-Addo, shame on to Baumia, and shame on to the NPP who criticized Mahama for bringing Ameriplant and others, in which they said Mahama has brought excess power. From Amos in Asen. Thank you, Amos, for your message. Ko Sami from Nima says, good morning. My regards to your panelists, especially Dr. Marzouk and Honorable Segbefia. The Japa document is something the media must take seriously, and let's start discussing it. Okay, thank you so much for your message. Good morning, Bless, and your panelists. Does it mean that anytime somebody leaves the NPP, they see the reality? Solomon's reality is surprising. Don't mind that. Umar sent this one. Please do not call the WhatsApp line.
Umar sent it to him. Umar is a friend.
D from Tema, please kindly ask Solo about the news going around that Alan has joined the NPP and has been made the running mate for Baumia. Oh, that is not true, is it?
You see, let me say that propaganda works very, 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 very much so. On the 1st of April, you know, 1st of April is always April Fool's Day. Yeah. The NPP did that just to let people understand, because Alan is making the money, the impact. Take it from me. I will not come here to lie to anybody. So they needed to do that to let people understand that after Alan will even be back to the NPP. Let me say without any shred of doubt that on the 7th of December 2024, Mr. Alan Temante's picture will be on the ballot as an independent candidate. He joined the NPP to what? Running me to who? Who in NPP should Mr. Chamati be running me to? All of them must pack back and come and join the movement because the party is no more. It's gone.
Right.
Free advice.
Right. I'll proceed to do a few more messages. Good morning, Pan African TV. Dr. Nyao Tamaklo said the MPP crooks are stealing in billions, if not in trillions. He says the next president, which will certainly be Mahama, will be his #1 enemy if he fails to retrieve our monies and jail them. These guys are extremely dangerous. Jom sent this one from Taifa. Thank you, Jom, for your message. Good morning to all your panelists in the studio. I'm sorry, I can't read this one. Hey, some of the things my viewers write, you want to put me in trouble. Sorry, I can't. Good morning, Bless. From Kufuor's So Far So Good to Akufo-Addo's performance tracker. By the way, whose performance are we tracking? Is it the driver's performance or the mate's performance? Kweku sent this one. Let me do a couple more messages on Facebook from our Facebook viewers. They've sent they've sent a lot of messages on our Facebook, and so I'll take time to read a few. Prosper Mensah says this set of MPP criminal group of people are just noisemakers. My greetings to Honorable Secretary. I tell him I admire him from afar. Julie Belinda Aubry says everyone is quiet in this country. If this had happened in the NDC by now, you all know what would be happening. Julie Belinda Aubry, thank you so much for your message, and you are one of our ardent viewers. We appreciate you. Alote Chris says Ghana, beware of the biggest liars. They are all those following Alan are liars.
What's the name of this?
Alote Chris. Johnny Kujo says, good morning, Bless. It's very interesting listening to Solo these days. Bless, ask Solo if he can still tell Ghanaians today that the Ejapa book that he defended sometime ago.
I have never defended it. That's the problem I have with my listeners and viewers. When I was with the MPP,
I can attest to that.
when I was with the MPP, they would not listen to me.
Yeah.
Before I even start my submission, they never listen to me.
I think you and I were.
Yes.
When I Japan,
Yes.
and I knew how you
Yes.
It's interesting how everything in Ejapa is like is playing out. Like I noticed last week you shared the bits about the SNIT, the former SNIT boss, and how they had planned to remove him and who they were going to put there.
and it has come to pass.
Yes, everything is there.
Eco Bank is a bank
Yes.
that after this administration must be investigated.
Yes.
thoroughly.
So
Their relationship with the GRA and this government
Everything is in the
SNIT must be investigated.
who they were going to replace him with and the reason for that replacement, everything is in there. I mean, interesting. Let me come to you, Dr. Marzu.
All right, so before I proceed, I could say today I'm a naughty child. Is it? Today I'm a naughty child. But let me make it clear that I spoke in poetry and he understood me in prose. Now I'm speaking in prose. So he will understand me in prose.
Okay, right.
You know, it's clear. Look, on this same set, I described Ajepa, if you remember, as glorified thievery.
Yeah.
I describe it as such, and I'm vindicated. I'm happy that I'm vindicated. I don't care about the consequences.
Yes, of course.
2, the Ameri deal, or the Ameri plant, or whatever it is called. Look, those of us who have been involved in the journalistic and political activism in this country know very well that this is not the first time.
Yeah.
Proudly, as a young journalist, I covered the Kumbi Preko demonstration.
Yeah, you said
Yes,
that.
which was against that. You understand that? People were injured. 1 or 2 persons lost their lives. When NPP came to power, instead of avoiding it, scrapping it, it rather took that increase the same, the same amount that we fought for. And of course, look, even after Kume demonstration, whoever wants can go to the record. Rawlings was forced to reduce.
He suspended it first.
He suspended it.
Yes, suspended it for that reason.
It was reviewed and it was reduced.
But,
the percentage was
The
reduced.
review here is proper reviews, not doesn't mean cancel.
So it was reviewed. So at least, no matter his weaknesses, he listened to public opinion, which is a very important tool of constitutional democracy. I'm referring to public opinion. See, so you condemned Ameri, you came, and then you have refined it, then you are transporting it to another place. A place where partisanship speaks louder than patriotism as far as electoral fortunes of this country are concerned. So at the end of the day, even if you have a genuine intention, your posturing will create a situation of partisanship over patriotism, and that is injurious to your electoral fortunes. Why should that plan be transferred to another place? In fact, your home-based. Why? In the first place, it was even a wrong thing. Why? Since when has it become the right thing? So, my brother, and to be frank with you, this is part of the characteristics of our politics. It's part of Ghana's political features. Let politicians understand that when you are criticizing something, you should do so based on objectivity and perhaps patriotism. But if you just do it because of partisanship, you will come to meet it. And when you meet it, it will be very difficult for you to rectify it. Now, Ajepa, and what is happening now, I mean, it is clear. If what I am hearing is right, it is clear that it is something else, not governance. But my problem is whether it is MPP as a political party or a clique within the party that does that. I don't know. The perception out there is that it is not the MPP of yesterday that is now in existence. And I think, Solo, you can agree with me.
Yes.
That it is not the party or even the government that does what we see. It is rather a clique that does it. Two things come to play. Either the party as an institution becomes reckless and irresponsible to allow such a clique to continue destroying that party, or the party is complicit. Either the government allows that to continue, or the entire government is complicit. Let there be patriotism over partisanship in the supreme interest of Ghanaians. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Even the comment I have to just 2 seconds. You see, let us be clear that the MPP is what it is. It hasn't changed. Only those, some of them in it now, have seen it for what it is. It hasn't changed. What we are seeing, Kwame Nkrumah told us a long time ago. Why they even went back after the PFP debacle between UNC and PFP, you remember? It's the same issue that has manifested again this time, only in a different guise. So the MPP, PFP, UP tradition, a Japan document, that's them. And it is now that people have seen that no. We didn't believe they could go that extreme, but the time has come for us to disassociate ourselves from that tradition, or the extent to which they play their game. I just wanted to make that point, because if you listen to my senior, it's almost as if, oh, they are changed. The old MPP and Kasa MPP is the same. They are there. This is them. They are this is what they represent.
Right. I'm going to be reading a few more messages that our viewers have sent today. They are sending in lots of them. This one here says, good morning, bless. In fact, the NPP will remain in opposition forever, and the members should blame Akufo-Addo, Bawumia, and Ken Ofori-Atta. I'm Bright from Adaklu. Thank you so much for your message. This one here also says that Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm, that's my name. Good morning, my brother. Truth be told, what is happening now in Kumasi in connection with the Ameri plant is nothing but hypocrisy and double standards on the part of the President Nana Addo, Dr. Bawumia, and functionaries of the party. MPP in opposition is promised. MPP in opposition promised the good people of this country that when they voted into power, they were going to cancel their contract. Today, the Ameri plant has become a game changer, which has now been moved to Kumasi to solve the energy crisis for the good people of Kumasi without giving credit to President Mahama, the visionary leader. MPP as a political party always feel they know it all but know nothing. We are where we are today as a nation because of the arrogant posture of the functionaries of this party. Thank you very much, Hamza, for your message. You initially wrote that I don't read your message, but I've gone through some of the messages you've sent, and I can say that I've been reading some of them. Not all of them, but I do read some of them. Hi, good morning. What are we tracking at all? Is it the fuel, electricity bill, high cost of living, driver's mates charging us high, and then taking pensioners' money, or what? Okay, thank you very much for your message. Good morning, bless. Please tell Honorable Segbefia that we, the NDC youth, are watching and waiting for what the NDC government will do with this Ameri plant relocation and renaming when we are sworn into office on 7 January 2025. J.S. Husseini in Tamale sent this one. The NDC and MPP are not the same. By the end of 2024, the MPP would have spent 16 years in office, with NDC 16 years since Ghana crossed over to a multi-party democracy in 1992. Oh, you deleted the message. Okay, right. Let me proceed to other messages. Kudos to Doc. Today, he has done what a leader is supposed to do for speaking to the issues clearly. Right, thank you so much. He has always, of course. Maybe today is the first time he's
that he spoke something that went
you know, Alan Cash is the man to move Ghana forward on a neutral ground. MPP has failed and should have selected Alan Cash at least to appease Ghanaians, but also failed. Greetings to Solomon. You didn't tell me your name and where you sent this message from, but I'll proceed to some more. Good morning, bless. Honorable Alex Egbefia is making a fantastic submission this morning. In fact, he's my role model as a young politician. This is coming from IB, Sakasaka, Tamale Central. Thank you for your message. Yep. To some more messages, the governing New Patriotic Party is... hey. Right. The first time listening to Dr. Marzuki, and I'm very excited. Wisdom at play. All this happening in Ghana now is because of the silence of those who are concerned. Prosper Mensah sent this one. But Livingston says, relocating Ameri plant to Kumasi, renaming it to add what value and change what? They think everybody in Kumasi is a blind voter. If relocating it within Ghana can take 7 years, then you can imagine if MPP were to mobilize funds and purchase same under emergency power situations. Marsh Taylor says, good morning, bless, and your respected panelists, especially to my mentor, Honorable Segbefia. His humility touches my heart. Please, the world today must stop the West from using other continents to make themselves more powerful. Until then, the world will continue to suffer the hypocrisy of the West, and this is too much. When Israel bombs the embassy of Iran in Damascus, nobody said a word. But when Iran wants to tell them that they can also fight back, then everybody is crying. Why? Thank you for your message. And so, yep, these are some of the messages that our viewers have sent. This is going to be our final topic. The OWUSU MPP primary is done. They have a parliamentary candidate who will be contesting in the by-election. When is the by-election? I think it's the end of this month.
End of 30th April.
30th April. That is going to be the day that the by-election will happen. But when the election results was announced or were announced, social media, especially Twitter, from now known as X, it was rife with, you know, taunts against Abronye's wife and then the former GFA boss, Kwesi Nyantakyi. For me, I don't understand why he even got the confidence to go and even contest for all the issues that, you know, he has been involved with, and the very fact that he has confessed on television to wanting to give a mass bribe.
How many votes did he get?
35. No, I feel like that's even too much. For 35 people to even have voted for him, in my estimation, is too much. Briefly, Dr. Marzuk, we do not have so much time.
Let me tell you that you are using the ordinary mathematics, and political mathematics is different. In politics, 1 + 1 can be 11. 1 + 1 mostly cannot be 2. And then the reasoning here is that but you have 1 here, another 1 after the 1, definitely to be 11. You understand that? So you and I should not expect him to contest. But I'm not surprised if he does so, because he is not using that reasoning based on the concept of dignity, based on the concept of rationality, based on the concept of civility. He's using the reasoning based on the context of deception in politics. Not every politics is deceptive. And I can tell you, I mean, we have a very decent politician here. You understand? Except that he's more likely to be drawn into into the dangerous waters of political deception. We have another decent politician here who will speak the truth. Yesterday, when he was an MPP, and would speak the truth today.
With the movement?
Yes, with the movement. So there are decent politicians, but largely politics everywhere is based on deception. And that is why you see this happening. To be frank with you, if I had the opportunity to advise my elder brother, he's a very good friend of mine, I would have asked him to at least even refrain from limelight for some time, right, to regain his public, yes, so that at the end of the day, because it's human, what happened to him can happen to any other person. After all, he's a very good person, very generous, very decent. So I think this has taught him a lesson. He should try as much as possible to go back, go behind the scenes, re-strategize, and come back to limelight. If he does that, definitely he will come with a different image, and that image will be better for him. Thank you. But I congratulate the winner, and then I wish all the contestants very good conduct, and whoever wins should stand for the people of that constituency, and not for his or her stomach. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm learning, I mean, before I proceed to Mr. OWUSU, I'm learning that the cost of the relocation of the Ameri plant to Kumasi is $35 million, and that Manning Group, they executed that relocation process. So $35 million.
$35 million. How much do we need to be buying gas to power our
$35 million for the relocation?
People are chop. This country.
Right.
Everything chop. See, I just saw by elections, NPP primaries. I think the takeaway is not even for me about Mr. Nyantakyi's defeat, but rather what Abronya said, what the results itself portrays to the electors in Ejoso.
He said the election was fraud.
Was rigged. In fact, you see,
He said so.
it is coming out clearly. I told you the last time about the Yendi issue and what Abronya also said last Saturday, that the NPP election committee connived with the Electoral Commission to do what they did to his wife. You understand? So it's clearly, before we get to December 7th, you will have people from within coming out to show us all the tricks that we need as a movement for change to stop any rigging machinery. The gentleman that won, congratulations to him, that's lawyer Kwame, who is, he was the vice chairman of the Constituency. But the elections itself, the results itself, tells us that he is not that popular. If we combine all the votes of those that lost, I mean, they got in excess of 600. So if you subtract from his, I mean, he has a lot of work to do. I just showed the poster of a women organizer in Fansman East to Honorable Ye, who has declared his intention. He's a women's organizer for the MPP. That he's going to contest as an independent candidate, a parliamentary candidate, come December 7th. The women organizer. He says, I'm no more interested in the party. Joso will settle on an independent candidate. I told you, when they say someone dies, we don't say bad things behind the person. But as they say, John Kumar destroyed the party in the constituency before he died. So the matter was even in court. The delegates who are in the album, most of them don't even live in the constituency. Coast delegates, you understand? And so the people of Ejoso no longer support the NPP as it used to. And that is why they see the movement for change as an alternative. Interestingly, the National Democratic Congress says they are not contesting in the by-elections. We welcome their decision not to contest, because even if they are contested, the movement will still make anybody that will go as an independent candidate credible enough will make the headway, except that the reason that they gave was not tenable. Sometimes you can say, I'm not contesting without any reason. If you tell me you are mourning John Kumar, even the wife wanted to contest, how much more than this? You cry more than the bereaved. This business of NDC trying to find reasons for everything. Man, she's on with all these reasons. Have we given? You said you are mourning John Kumar, and that you know. That was what the statement that came out.
No, I mean, but that is not. It is part of a number of issues that are taken into account. But I am clear in my mind that we, anyway, finish your submission.
So the truth of the matter is that Ejoso will fall to an independent candidate. And it has to, if the constituency really wants to be recognized as being serious. Kwame Boateng, who has won the elections, he was one of those that aided in John Kumar's misbehavior, destroying the one beautiful political tradition in Ejoso. So what new? You know, you watch his countenance, he was not even happy when he was declared. Because he knows the job on the ground is so difficult. So difficult. And we will go there. You want the MPP to bring all the tricks and to be a dress rehearsal for how they intend to steal in Ashanti region and trust the movement to stop them. You want to show them something small, that they don't own Ashanti region. And let me use this opportunity and occasion to advise one smart chaplain. He calls himself Electoral, he's a poster. That guy is a con guy. He goes about saying, oh, he has done surveys. This was a guy within a space of 1 month. He will call you and tell you that my laptop is lost, my laptop is missing, always laptop. Always, leave alone. His laptop is missing. Just to come and take money from innocent people and then use it to blackmail. So the NPP is relying on such a character who calls himself a lecturer, assuring them that the NPP will not lose any vote to the movement in Ashanti region. And I'm saying, Where part of the region is it coming from to be making such emphatic statements? It is a known fact that election 2024, the NPP, the best for them in Ashanti region will be to draw 20%. The rest will come to us. So the people of Ejusu, I trust what you have told us. The independent candidate that is coming to is very solid. Abiomi, very solid person. And it will be wise to give him that massive endorsement. On this occasion, we are inviting also all NDC supporters within the Ejusu constituency. As you don't have any candidate, it is your civic responsibility to go and vote. And why must you go and make the mistake of voting for Kwame Boateng, who will never take care of you in the constituency when there are NPP members? Make sure you go and vote for the independent candidates. For us to show the NPP that they must begin to write their handing over notes before it's December.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank
you very much, Mr. Owusu. Let me come to another second.
I thought the movement for change was for presidential candidate. So I'm not sure you're interested in
No, we have
the parliamentary.
we have soft spots for independent candidates who are genuine. Soft, because it's a soft spot.
I hear you.
It's a soft spot.
I would say that, assuming we do not contest, because I'm not clear that we have said categorically that we are not, it will be for good political reasons. That's all I'll say on that matter. I think that Mr. Nantichi has misunderstood the impact of the Anas and Remedial tape and issues on him.
Yes.
If he should go and look at it again or assess it again, because it has really damaged him as an individual, and he has to spend time reinventing himself. Some have done it successfully. So he needs to, and contesting elections is not the way you start. Contesting elections, even go and do a public program, speak on some issues of sports and others, get a feel, a reaction from people as to, you then get a feel of how, or a beginning of an acceptance that you are coming back into the system. You don't start with it. It's bad advice. And if it wasn't advice, then it's a bad assessment of what you believe the impact you have is. Because elections, when you start in them, they will go and tell you where your great-grandfather was buried and who did the inscription on his tombstone or epitaph. They will dig you, whether you like it or not. So you should have been able to do some cleaning. And from the moment he started contesting and all these things started coming out, somebody must have said, it doesn't matter. Worse still, he actually fell ill on the day before. So we were just making sure that he hadn't eaten any confirm. But it actually took a toll on him of sorts. He's not used to the hustle and bustle of hardcore campaign. Because it's different though. It's a different ball game from the FIFA type work he has done in the past. So as a knowledge on sports and this thing, you can't take it away from him. He knows the game, he understands it. He got caught in a bad web, and he has to find a way to clean the image again. This was not the way. Whoever advised it for me didn't get it right. As to the Ejusu itself by-election, I know that Movement for Change can make a change in that by-election.
Fantastic.
Because it is the stronghold or their stronghold
Yes.
in certain areas. So they can make a change. So if we should decide, since they don't have a political parliamentary candidate, if NDC should at any point decide to fill somebody, they should rather come and support us, so that we can bring them and cause a big upset in Ashanti region and take one of the strongholds of the MPP in the by-election. That is more of an impact and more of a statement to the country. But that is dependent on whether we decide to go on.
Well, welcome.
I'll read this final message because it was sent directly to Dr. Marzouk. It's meant for me actually, but there are so many of the messages I can't go through and then find the the exact message. Hey. But it says, good morning, Arch. How are you doing? Hope all is well with you and the family. I wish you well. I always send messages to Pan-African TV by extending my regards to you and the family and how much you have missed you. Even I did so this morning, but it was not read up to this point. Bless always ends up without extending my regards to you. Hope you get me right. Wishing you all the best of luck for the day. So I think I've read it now. But so that's why I've given him my personal number, so that he would send the messages directly to me.
So Haj is a very good brother of mine,
And he's an ardent viewer of the show.
Yes,
I see.
yes. So he's popularly called Toronto.
Toronto,
Yes.
right?
Toronto,
Yes.
Which
No. Toronto without a jack. Yes, without a jack. Once there's the jack, right?
He's an excellent loyalist of NDC.
Right. Oh, okay.
Since infancy.
Oh,
How can it be when there is a movement?
thank you so much.
How convincing?
Thank you, Dr. Marzouk, as well, and to our cherished viewers for their time this morning. It's been a pleasure. The Monday edition of Good Morning Africa, the newspaper review segment, has been extremely insightful, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. I'm sure you have as well. Tomorrow, the Tuesday edition comes your way again. Until then, keep on watching Pan-African Television. My name is Kokwalo Maso. I did this in KWAME OWUSU Danso stead. Bye-bye.